tragedy, man. A horrible tragedy for real. Okay, we back. My bad. This is a tragedy for real. So much can be gained from this story about this Memphis mama, you know, unaliving a young man that she caught underneath her daughter's bed. And we're going to try to deal with a couple hard truths, you know. This I will say, I ain't read too deep into the story. This I will say that on the outside looking in, this mother is demonstrating some type of level of motherhood, some type of level. She had a care or some type of protective spirit when it came down to her daughter, right? And I know a lot of people gonna say that she shouldn't have did this, she shouldn't have. Man, you really don't know as a parent what you would do in a situation until you are in that situation. And if you're a parent, especially with daughters, you can sympathize, right? You can have empathy for this mother who is in this situation. Okay? We're not condoning the outcome of it, but at the same time, we do understand it. We do. Okay? Especially knowing that this guy, I think report says that he was 20 years old, right? Sleeping with a 13-year-old. And you don't think that she don't have the right to feel, and I'm speaking about the mother, and do what she did? So I'm able, I'm able to have empathy towards her and feel the pain. Any parent in their right mind. Now I know that there was a lot of things that she did wrong, and a lot of things she should have did different, which would have worked out in her favor in the situation. But all at the same time, you gotta understand the agony and the situation this mother was in. Okay, but let's be real. Let's be real. This is the norm for a lot of women. This is the norm. It's a shame that a lot of young women find themselves in a situation like this where they're dealing with men, even though they're in the middle school, 13 years old, 14 years old. They dealing with people out of school that's considered grown by age. And I know a lot of people gonna say, well, he didn't look like he was 20. He looked like he was about her age. It don't matter. Wrong is wrong. Okay? Wrong is wrong. No matter who it is. And you don't think as a parent, you're not gonna want to step in and do something, even though your daughter is the one that you mainly should be disciplining. You should mainly be dealing with, but at the same time, as a parent, you're looking at, man, you had no business being with her anyway. She underage, right? She underage. But like I said, in the society that we live in, the abnormal has become normal. And you see this going on with a lot of people, underage women dealing with older guys. But one of the big problems, okay, like I said, I ain't looked too deep into the situation, into this incident. But at the end of the day, where are the fathers, man? Where are the fathers? There have to be some type of masculine energy, masculine authority around to help balance out daughters when they get beyond themselves. There have to be a strong voice of reasoning that's able to reel little girls in. So at the end of the day, fathers, you must be involved in your daughter's life, man. Even statistics shows, even empirical data shows that when masculinity is lacking, younger girls end up falling victim to guys that's way older than them. They can say because they're looking for a father's love, huh? So, I mean, that lack of teaching, that lack of masculine energy being around them, leave them open. Leave them open. And this this Memphis mother, she probably did all she could with the daughter, but now she's in a sticky situation. And not only she's in a sticky situation, but the parents of the younger guy who was sleeping with this underage, they in a sticky situation now because they done lost their son. Parents, you gotta have some type of wherewithal where you sit your kids down to teach them the realities of life. And at some point, because you're too invested in what you got going on, you too caught up in what you got going on that you're not paying attention to how your kids is moving. When you are invested in your kids, when you are interested in your kids, you want to know their whereabouts. You want to know their ins and outs. And the parents of this young guy should have known that he was dealing with an underage girl. And they should have set him down like, look, man, this is wrong. This is not going to turn out good. There's no good that can come out of this. No good at all. But you can't sit your child down if you're not invested in your son or your daughter's life. You can't sit your child down if you're not interested, if you're not concerned. And we are living in a society where there's too many parents that's not concerned with what's going on with their children. And this is a problem, especially in the so-called black neighborhood. It's a big problem. This man was unalive. I wrote a book. I wrote a book, and in this book is a chapter that I deal with. And this is in relation to the young guy. He was in the wrong. There's no getting around it. Okay? I know y'all, well, she probably would have had like, she probably was prancing around, acting like she was older than. I know a lot of young girls do it. They lie about their age because they want attention, they insecure, they need validation, so they lie about their age and they get all excited when older men looking at them and find them. I get it. I get it. I do. Okay? But fellas, man, you have to, like I said, I wrote a chapter in my book. You have to come to grips with this question. Are you willing to die for the pussy? Huh? Is pussy got such a stronghold on you to the point that you willing to die for it? This is a problem. And so many people has been taken out over pussy, man. And this man right here, this young man, he's in the spirit world because he was willing to die for the pussy. Don't misunderstand me, fellas. I get it. Pussy is good. That's why I said this gonna be some hard truth. Yes, pussy is good. Vagina is good. But it's not that good to the point that you're willing to die for it. It's not. Especially dealing with an underage woman. What is we talking about? Huh? Something come to my mind. I gotta switch gears a little bit. Now, as I pointed out in the beginning of the video, especially in the so-called black community, this is a norm because a lot of fathers is not doing what they're supposed to be doing in relation to their children. A lot of times these daughters end up dealing with older guys. I can recall in high school, right? Even in middle school, it was the older guys who was pulling up to these schools and pulling off with what you would consider the dime pieces of the school. So in our neighborhood, this is a norm, okay? Like I said, I'm about to switch gears a little bit. So it's a known fact. You can ask a multiplicity of men, a plethora of guys. They will tell you that a lot of these young women, they deal with older guys. We know that. But this is what I want to switch gears to. They do it when they are young. The girls. They go after the older guys when they're young. And in their mind, there's nothing wrong with it. But when a man end up becoming something, right? When he on his purpose, I told you we're gonna deal with a whole lot of truths here, right? When he on his purpose, right? And he becomes something, right? He reached some type of level of success, right? What's up, son? He reached some type of level of success, and he in his 30s, early 40s, and he got it going on, and he choose to start dealing with somebody younger. They in their early 20s, mid 20s. Women see this as a problem. They think this is a problem. Oh, he mad because he. But it's a known fact that women, while they are young, all they want is older guys. And it's never a problem when they do it. Never. In fact, their mamas, their aunties in this society cheer them on because they're able to pull older guys. So I do give kudos to this woman. This Memphis mama, she wasn't going for that. She wasn't about to celebrate that. She like, nah, my daughter underage. You have no business being with my daughter. Get alone sneaking in here in my house under her bed. Not only no, hell no. But this is the society we're living in. Where for the most part, younger women is celebrated that they're able in middle school, high school, pull guys 2 times their age. Huh? Don't you know, there's so many women I done dealt with, I know, right? That this is the norm for their life. And they think they was big shit. They think they were doing something. I'm quite sure this daughter of her thought she was doing something too. Oh, I got me somebody grown out of high school. These, I hate to have to say it, like these bitches be fast, man. They too fast for their own good. And they wonder why their life turned out the way that it do, man. Right? That's why I tell you, fathers, man, at all, as much as it lie within you, man, try to be in your daughter's life, man. Try to, man. Because if you're not there, you're putting her on shaky ground where she's going to be deceived by humanity. Okay? She's going to be deceived by humanity. And by the time she out of high school, her life is already a wreck. Already horrible. She done been reckless. Too much with her mouth and with her vagina, man. Ain't no man gonna want to put up with that and deal with that, man. Right? But man, I'm very interested to see how this gonna go for this woman. I think her bill is set at 100,000 plus. And like I said, man, this is a tragedy on both sides, man, for her and for the parents of the young man. I mean, everybody losing in this situation. Everybody. You can't be willing to die for the pussy, man. Especially after you done been warned. See, a lot of you guys, you don't heed warnings, man. Y'all play too much. Y'all don't be heeding the warnings. Y'all don't be paying attention to the signs, man.